Now, I'm no property boffin, but I can tell you that when your money earns more money than if you could put it into the bank on an income basis, then it's a go. Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you guys are well. I want to talk about buying property and how you can go about doing that as a commercial investor. And why this is important. The other day, I got a request from one of the reporters, and they said to me, I did a transaction 15 years ago and I bought a property. And then I thought to myself, like, why would I pay so much for a property? And I obviously went into the consideration as to how do you buy commercial property? You got to look at a yield. And a yield means what is the return? Now, I'm no property boffin, but I can tell you that when your money earns more money than if you could put it into the bank on an income basis, then it's a go for me, as long as the area is good. Because you have two things happening. You have an income that's much more and better than having money in the bank, because the bank pays you a certain percentage. And I think the bank's paying about 8, 9 or 10% now, just depending how you lock your money up. And today, if you got a 12% yield on your money, it would be fantastic. But over and above the yield that you're getting in terms of income, you're also having a capital growth in the property, which is amazing. And that could be anywhere between 5 and 10% on its own. So you have a revenue income, consumer it with, or should I say more than what you would get putting your money in the bank. Plus you have a capital appreciation. But where I think is a big opportunity for us now as investors is for us to look at the REITs in South Africa, the companies that are registered in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and other stock exchanges, where they're earning greater than 12% dividends or yields on a yearly basis. Because they're doing what I'm saying on a macro level. So they have maybe 100 or 200 properties, and they then are putting their resources into earning a great return, and you have a diversified portfolios. Anyway, I don't want to get complicated. The point is, if you're looking for investments in property, make sure the income is bigger than what you would earn in the bank on your money. And secondly, that you have a good capital growth, so the area is very important. It's important to know that your tenant has the capacity to be able to pay you your money consistently and on time on a monthly basis. Because what people want is to live on the income. So if you, in your middle ages, you got a bit of cash, there's a good tenant, and you know the tenant's good for the money, in that the tenant could be a listed company or somebody that has a good credit history and credit rating, then you can perhaps go into it with a long-term lease, maybe 5 or 10 years, get an income on a continuous basis, have a capital growth. At the end of the period, you can sell the property for hopefully more than you bought it for, plus you had the revenue return, which is better than money in the bank. Anyway, think about it very carefully and know that the banks are paying a lot of money at the moment to people with money on a monthly basis, so your return's better because there's obviously illiquidity in the market for cash. So bear that in mind. The interest rates are high. You can buy a high yield at the moment because people who are selling their properties have to make it viable for you as an investor to buy a property at a high yield. So look at 12, even 13% if it's a good tenant. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you think about putting your money where it can grow. Cheers.